Okay, so this is going to be a really good one because I want you to think back to when you were a child, okay? What were you doing? Like when you were young, and we might not even remember, but like how were we acting? What were we doing? And remember, for most of us, we did not have cell phones. We did not have social media. So we were free to the world, and whatever the world gave us was our playground. What were we doing? Today's YouTube video is about figuring out what is normal and what is weird, okay? And then the weird stuff, should we change it? Should we not for our children? For those of you who don't know me, welcome to the ABA for Real YouTube channel. My name is Melissa. I'm a board certified behavior analyst. I have a passion for helping families move from survival mode to true happiness and freedom from stress regarding behaviors. I am trained in crisis management. I volunteer for the Behavior Analyst Certification Board. I love to teach professionals at the collegiate level, and I have over the years guided hundreds of families to break through barriers that they never thought that they could. So welcome, welcome. Okay, so what is weird? Now, the best way that I think that we can figure this out is to just sit and observe. And I know I say that on a lot of my videos, but I'm telling you, the more that you just watch what's going on, the more that you'll get an understanding of what I'm talking about and what should be and what shouldn't be, I guess. Okay, so a lot of my listeners are families who have children with developmental disabilities such as autism, Down syndrome, ADHD, oppositional defiance disorder, and more. So these behaviors may be normal to you because you're surrounded by them all the time, but they may be very abnormal to your neighbor or to somebody at the grocery store, and you can tell because of the looks you get, right? And then you feel like you have to explain yourself and like, oh, they might not know, they might not realize, or they might think I'm a bad parent because, my child doesn't have a visible disability, but, they're doing this because of their disability, right? So a lot of the time when I'm working, and I'm working in schools a lot, and I'm working in home, I've got people who are looking for the child to kind of attend full-heartedly to whatever activity is going on. And us adults, right, we have learned how to act in certain situations. We sit still most of the time. Our voices are calm and low. We're usually not distracted and fidgeting with things. We're not having conversation or making noises, okay? So anything that's outside of those normal parameters of what us adults are really, really good at doing, because we have learned over time, okay? A lot of times we're having these high expectations for our children and expecting them to do these things. And especially, okay, we're all guilty of this, especially if we're like, I've told you a million times, you should know this. Should. I'm here to tell you that a lot of the time children, yeah, they know, but they're going to push boundaries because they are children. And it is our job to keep guiding, keep redirecting, keep teaching, keep reinforcing because they are children. And it's going to click one day and they'll do it by themselves. But especially when they're young, I'd say 10 years and younger, they're going to need multiple redirection and guidance. And it's because they are children. It is developmentally appropriate. Okay, I'll get off of my soapbox there for a second. So talking about what's normal, what's not. Gosh, kids nowadays are weird. They are, especially like using social media. There's so many weird like terms coming out nowadays and weird like moves. So for example, have you heard of the head top? Like you just walk around and you go head top and you like hit people on the head. I hate it. I don't want somebody touching my head, but that's cool to some kids. That's normal to some kids. Then if your child with a disability is going around and touching people on the head, you're like, oh, she's aggressing. That's aggression. They're hitting me on the head. Is it aggression? Yeah, it's kind of a form of it, but what's the function? Are they truly aggressing because they are upset, they're trying to hurt somebody? Or did they watch a YouTube video and their other sibling and the neighbors are doing all these head top games? It's like duck, duck, goose, right? It's like in some situations it's appropriate and in some situations it's weird. Why are you doing that? Totally inappropriate. Stop. So that's a very good example of how something, depending on the population of people who you're with, and then what's going on, as to if something is appropriate or is not. Another one is just like the language that's used, and the different sounds that are made. I mean, some kids might make a bloop sound, and that might be a cool thing. It's like a new trend. Is it hurting anybody? Nope. Is it annoying? Maybe. Is it something that we need to stop? Maybe not. Maybe deep down your kid is like a class clown. Maybe they want to make somebody laugh. Maybe they are sitting there thinking, I'm cool, but I'm looking for the reactions. It's a part of their personality, you know? So is it weird? Yeah. Do we need to fix and change it? Maybe, but maybe not. Okay, so this video is really a challenge to you, to the parents, to the ones who are irked by the behaviors that our children do. And I know it feels uncomfortable and weird and you feel like you have eyes on you and you're being judged, but please know that kids are weird. They're gonna express themselves and they're just gonna do weird stuff. And my advice to you is, as long as they are not hurting anybody, not hurting themselves, and aren't being looked at by, I'd say, their peers as being weird, because that's really important to them, is being popular and fitting in amongst their friends, amongst their classmates, amongst the people in their summer camp, aftercare, the neighbors. So as long as the other kids are kind of tagging along and doing those weird things too, don't worry about it, mom and dad. Don't worry about it, auntie, who loves those kids to death and you want them to grow up to be the most successful human being in the world. I get it. But you know what? They are forming the personalities of themselves, and as they grow up, they're going to learn what is accepted to their culture that they are looking to, be around more, and they're going to learn what's not accepting. And then it will naturally fade. Don't you worry. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it real. Talk soon.